Hello, is this thing on? I never know how these things work. I know a lot of people with that like hello. Is this thing on? Whoa, I now know what he talks. I never know how these things work. Shut up. There, that's better. Now everybody doesn't have to hear my big mouth. Well, you're gonna hear my big mouth, just not two versions of my big mouth. Hey everybody, if you just coming in to see me, I know there's a person watching. We had two people watching. It took a bit too long to get on here because some technical difficulties, aka I don't know what the hell I'm doing here. This is kind of like my first take. Hey, Nancy, how you doing? How's it going? Uh, yeah, I'm here just doing my Shazam review, and Shane's here too. Hey guys, how you doing? We don't have enough room for two of us on this chair, so he's gonna sit there, and I'm gonna do my review over here, and then afterwards he's going to, do his thing and talk about what he's here to talk about. That's pretty good. I'm here to talk about Shazam. Shazam! I love Shazam. Why do you keep yelling Shazam? Everybody knows we're here to talk about Shazam. Listen, is this your time? This is my time. When it's my time, you pipe down. When it's your time, I will pipe down. So this is what we're doing, guys. I'm here to talk my review about Shazam because I got to go to work soon, and I really wanted to talk about it. And so if Glory Hog over here, Mister AKA Shaney Entertainy, would let me actually talk a little bit instead of interrupting, I could get this thing going. Shazam! Yeah, Nancy, that's right. Shazizzle, shiznit. What if it was shiznit and he turned into powerful? Or reversed. Shazam! And then shiznit and turned back to normal. why do you just go on rambling about nonsense? Well, you do it too. I get excited whenever I get on this camera. I don't know what it is. I get excited. All right, so we're gonna wait for people, or you're gonna give them your review. Well, maybe we could wait a few moments. There's always a few more people that show up, so let's see. I mean, I really liked the movie. I mean, we both did, right? Yeah, I loved the movie. It was a fantastic movie, actually, better than I actually expected. No, I mean, true. I mean, I expected it to be okay, and the trailer kind of looked sort of like could have gone either way. It could have been overly juvenile, or then it just a really good film. So I'm kind of glad that we went with it. What's going on here? What? How is there a zoom in button or something? Push this thing further. There. It's too much. Not enough space for me or something. I don't know what is going on here. What's with your sleeve? What? Your sleeve? It's all messed up. I don't know. It's a new trend I'm starting. The sleeve tucked in thing. Let's fix that thing. It looks ridiculous. What's going on with you? Sorry, I quickly had to change out of my workwear for this, and then I put on this shirt so I could look presentable. So I'm always in my work gear, and today I just felt like going au natural, not being in my work outfit. So, and I didn't even comb my hair. Look at this thing; it's all messy over here. Like, look at the hat. This ruins my hair. It looks fine. No one's noticing your hair. Get with the review already. No, but look, I can't do a review looking looking horrible here. Like, I fixed my hair a little bit or something. My mustache is all disheveled. What's going on? Jeez. You need a whole makeup specialist to work on you before we go on air. I know. What's going on? I'm serious. I'm getting more glamorous by the day. So get with your review. Yeah, no, honestly, guys, my review of this movie was really good. I mean, I was not expecting very much. I was not. I mean, I was expecting a decent film, but when it's DC, you always never know what to get. It sort of looked cartoonish in the commercials. So when I went into the movie, I'm like, okay, well, it was funny. There was a lot of funny moments, but I'm like, I really hope that this thing delivers because I don't know. I really want to see DC succeed. Marvel seems to be going trajecting downward. So I really want to see DC, surpass Marvel. I mean, I like Marvel. I like them both equal, as you all know. But the way Marvel's headed, I'm kind of glad DC is starting to give Marvel a run for its money now because they've had it too good for too long. They need to start putting some effort, and maybe if there was some competition, then they'd understand that they're not the kings of the world around here. Disney, Mickey Mouse running around acting like he's big shot, trying to tell us what's what. DC's gonna pull some things. This is what, 3 in a row? Yeah, I think that's about 3 pretty good movies. I mean, if you don't count the Justice League movie, then you got Wonder Woman that was good. Then you had what else was there? What do you mean? What else was there? It was Jason Macho Momoa. Like everybody loves Jason Momoa. I think it's all his pecs, and his exercise. I mean, everybody. I think that movie was okay, but everyone was just there to see Jason Momoa. Let's be honest, girls, ladies out there, be honest. You wanted to see Jason Momoa more than even Aquaman. You didn't care about Aquaman. You didn't read any of his comics. You were just there to see Jason Momoa flexing his muscles like this. That's why you were there. Be honest. No one's gonna judge you because that's just all how it is, right? So I go there to see the Scarlett Johansson, to be honest. Yeah. See, Nancy thinks he's hot. Of course he's hot. I mean, you don't get that. And here's the thing. I want to be like him. I want to be like Jason Momoa. So then you start working out. I'm a firefighter. I work out all the time, but I can't get my body to look like that. It's because you eat too many Twinkies, too much junk food in the middle of the night. That's your problem. Yeah, you're right. That is my problem. I eat really bad times at night, and I can't seem to bulk up enough. Right? Look at this shirt. It's like drooping down on me. I gotta get all muscular. Well, speaking of muscles, what did you think of Shazam, the outfit? Oh, hey guys, if you guys know, was that a fake? Because it looked like he was really wearing like a muscle suit. That's my only thing that was very distracting to me. Was he actually muscular, or was that wearing a muscle suit? Because if that was his muscles, then he's really awkward looking in that suit. But maybe it's just the suit itself that's awkward. But I don't know, because I think he was good in it, but I thought the suit was sort of distracting because I'm like, and not even that it was silly, because I think it looked like Shazam, so that was awesome. But the fact that it looked like those old days of the Flash. Remember Flash, the old series when they had that muscle outfit? That was kind of like that to me. Felt like it was a fake outfit. I don't know if it was, but it seemed those shoulders seemed a bit too robust, and his head kind of seemed a bit small. Well, yeah, I mean that could be true, but I mean The Rock also his head looks small, and he's actually really big. So I guess that's true. I'm drinking coffee right now. Yeah. Well, don't drink coffee when we're talking. Somebody's got to do the talking, and if you're drinking coffee, then nobody's talking. That's that's what it comes down to when you're doing puppeteering. You don't drink coffee unless you're doing something impressive. But yeah, I mean, it was a great movie. What did you think of the 80s, the whole 80s vibe that it had? Oh, that's the thing about it. It had such a wonderful 80s vibe. I mean, you and I are both 80s movie buffs, and this movie gave me the 80s feelies, and it doesn't have to, and it didn't even have any 80s music or show like He-Man in the background, any of that stuff that a lot of the tropes that these 80s remake movies try to do, whether it be in the 80s. You always have to shove in our face 80s music and 80s posters and all that stuff. This felt like an 80s movie, and it didn't have none of that. It was in the modern times, and it felt more 80s than in a lot of these movies that pretend to be in the 80s. That's true. It had a very strong 80s vibe, and it was very good in the fact that it just gave you that same feeling that 80s movies did. That rise of a hero. I mean, Billy was a great hero. I mean, he had his story arc that was really good. The villain was really well realized. I'm trying not to spoil things, by the way. The end the ending. I'm not gonna. The villain was a very good, well realized villain, and they were kind of polar opposites, right? He was like they both had the same motivation, where it's like they both had like parent issues. He wanted to be a parent, and she wanted to be a parent. I mean, he was looking for parental, his mother, and felt abandoned, and he felt like, and the villain felt like his mom didn't, or parent didn't love him or trust him or anything like that. So it was just sort of this whole thing where both the villain and the protagonist had the exact same motivation, only they handled it in different ways. So they were polar opposites, which was really good and satisfying. And the villain was really well realized, which is something that you don't see a lot in Marvel movies. Which, Thanos was great, but without Thanos, what else is there? What did you think about what was your favorite scene? Drinking again? How am I supposed to talk when you're drinking? My favorite sequence. Oh, I can't even spoil it. I don't want to. No spoilers here, guys, because we want you to watch this thing. We really do. I think this movie actually deserves a lot of praise, and I think you guys should really go watch this thing. But my favorite part would be there was a really comedic moment where the villain and Shazam were out there, kind of flying in the city, and they see and they see the what do you call it? They're like facing off against each other, and then the villain does his like whole trope thing where he goes, "I'm gonna kill you, Billy. I'm gonna wipe you off the face of the earth, and I'm gonna destroy you." And then Shazam's on the other side going, "What? Huh?" Because they were like really far away from each other, like they were like buildings, like really far. Like he's just ranting, and they made it seem like they were closer. And then when they were like, the camera pans out, and you see that they were actually really far away from each other, and they were like, "What? Huh? I can't hear you. Speak up. I know you're saying some really horrifying, villainy things right now, but I can't hear it because you're too far." I busted out laughing my tookus off, is what I did. So that was your favorite. That was probably my favorite moment too, actually. I really liked that part. No, it was that was really funny. A lot of funny moments in this movie, actually. That's the thing about it. It was, instead, like most Marvel movies are like, you would say they were like action movies first, comedy second. This was comedy first, action second, or superhero movie second, comedy first. And the comedy was well done, well realized, and it was hot to this film, a lot of hot. I mean, his family and the whole family, the full family. Well, this was all based around family and him trying to accept family, and he had a hard time accepting people into his life. And then, that was really well realized at the end there. I'm not going to spoil it for you guys, but there was some good payoff there. And the ending was also really smart too. The final, it wasn't like a big cataclysmic battle between him and the villain. It was like a really intelligent battle. So I liked it. You guys should go watch this movie. All of you. Get up right now. Don't watch, because Shane Entertainer is going to come on next. You don't need to watch him. Just go watch this movie right now. Hey. Well, my time is almost up. What do I care? Well, don't be rude. I want to talk to the people too. I have very important things to say. Nobody wants to hear you again all day. Everyone sees you. It's enough. You want more Billy. All right, guys. So that's what I think about this movie. You tell me what you think in the comments, because I really liked it. I really enjoyed it. This was a better Captain Marvel movie than Captain Marvel. And I know people are going to be, "What is that, Captain Marvel? What are you talking about?" Oh, it was the original Captain Marvel until he was sued. DC was sued for the name. So what do you think about that? Oh, what did you think about oh, I don't want to spoil it. Yeah, no spoilers. This is a non-spoiler review, guys. Yeah, no spoilers until he comes up. Then it's going to be spoilers. All right, guys. So was that it? That's all you got to say? Yeah, I got to go because it's getting late. I got to get to my work because, kittens are falling off the tree and I have to climb up and catch them. And I got to, that sort of thing. That's all you do as a firefighter, just climb up trees and rescue cats. No, but this is not barbecue season. And so it's a little slow. Business is slow. When you say business is slow, like, isn't that kind of a hard thing to say? Like, you're a firefighter. You want business to be slow. Yeah, kind of, but it's also boring. So I sometimes you want something to happen, not awesome, or nothing like that, but, just, a little action doesn't hurt. So then I could be a superhero. Da, 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 Shazam! All right, enough. All right, guys, I'm gonna see you later. Bye. Off to work I go. That was Billy, guys, and that was his review. He's becoming all Hollywood, man. I don't know. something about Billy. He's just become too Hollywood for. Every time he gets on the camera, he goes nuts now. I don't know what it is. Yeah, but that movie, he's right. That movie was really good. I suggest, and I do recommend that movie. It's one of those movies that you're going to be pleasantly surprised when you see it, because I think a lot of people were kind of taken aback by the silliness, the costume, perhaps, and maybe some of the cheesiness of the dialogue and cheese. There was a lot of 80s cheese, and it's another thing about that movie is that there was a lot of 80s cheese in it, but it was kind of sort of that's the thing with 80s movies. They had 80s cheese, but then you also had like sort of the dark side of the movie, which kind of balanced out the cheese in a way. When a lot of kids movies did that, and so this movie also had a lot of that, where it was a lot of it was directed by what was his name? I know it's a Swedish director, but he does a lot of horror movies, and so you can see the horror elements in this movie, a lot of it, because sometimes I'm watching this movie going, this wasn't for kids. Some of the parts, I'm like, wow, this would have given me nightmares for sure. I just this is watching this movie thinking this would definitely have given me nightmares. But as a kid, I think that as a kid, I think I would have probably gone through it and still liked it anyway. But some of the parts probably I would have woken up going, Mama, someone's biting the head off of another guy who's a creature. And some of those are pretty horrifying. But other than that, and my other only real issue with the movie, I wouldn't say issue because there's no issue I have with it. It's just a bunch of minor little criticisms. Was that what do you call it? When it was Billy Baton, he turned into it was obviously like the big scenario where he'd say he was a kid and he says Shazam, he turns into the superhero. So when he was Billy Baton as the kid, 14-year-old kid, he seemed a little more mature than when he was the superhero. It was when he turned into Shazam, I felt like the actor playing the kid, like a kid version of himself, obviously, he sort of acted a little more juvenile, a little more than the actual kid himself, which is sort of it was weird because he would be very sort of subdued and kind of quiet kind of kid, and didn't seem very reckless in the way that that he was. And when he became Shazam, he just sort of became this very over the top kid, which was fine. And it worked well with comedy, but that was my only minor little thing. But it seems like they both played the same kid in a different way. That's just my take. I think I'm the only person who actually who's ever said that, but that's just what I say about it. But yeah, I think you guys should go check out that movie. The second part of this, I think I'm going to leave it here for this review, and then I'm going to start again with the second part, because I think the second part deserves its own title and its own name, so this way people can, because it's kind of different. So just if you're still here when you want to watch this, go check out my next one. I'm going to close this up right now, and I do give it my 2 thumbs up. And a few things I just will say about this movie before I go. If you do want to check out some stuff when you're watching this movie, check out the fact that there's a lot of Easter eggs, and I'm not talking about DC Easter eggs. I'm talking about Easter eggs concerning the 80s. I felt there was a lot of nods to 80s movies that were kind of hidden, and I haven't heard too many people talk about it, but I really believe that the director had a lot of 80s nods in it, from 80s movies. I was even going in the theater and picking them out, saying, this is what's going to happen based on the fact that this sort of felt like this moment in an 80s movie. And this felt like this moment in another 80s movie. So I was kind of picking out a lot of the scenes that were going to happen based on that. A lot of the creatures, some of them felt like they were ghosts from the Ghostbusters, the real Ghostbusters cartoon. I might be wrong on that, but I think go check that out if you. I think there was one with the big ugly mouth with the tongue sticking out. Kind of reminded me of a ghost from the real Ghostbusters animated series. And there was a few other things that like there was a running gag with the Santa Claus, which I felt was a nod from what was the movie Trading Places with Eddie Murphy and what's his name Dan Aykroyd. So I felt like there was sort of a nod to that. There was a lot of Ghostbusters nods in this. That was one that it really had a lot of Ghostbusters nods. A few other things. I don't want to go through the whole list. I know there was a few Superman nods, and I'm not just talking about the scene that everyone talks about. I'm talking about the actual Superman 2 from from the 80s. I think there was a nod to that movie as well. So just check them out. I'm not going to point them all out to you guys. If you still want to go watch that movie, I want you guys to go in thinking, like, looking for those scenes, and then after come back and say, yeah, I know what you're talking about, this and this and this, because there was a whole bunch of those. But yeah, that's why I say go check out this movie. This movie, the character was well realized. It was fun. The action sequences were well done, and then the effects were well done. Oh, Goonies is another one. A lot of nods to Goonies. So anyway, go check out this movie. What I'm going to do is I'm going to end this podcast, and then I'm going to start this podcast. I'm going to end this live stream, and then I'm going to start another one with the second part of this, which has to do with Star Wars and Rey, and how I felt Billy Baton and Rey, Billy Baton, the kid, and Rey shared the same exact storyline, only Billy was done properly and Rey was failed miserably. And I'll talk about that coming up, because this is something that has to be said, and I think it deserves its own title. I think people are going to read Shazam review, and they're not going to be interested in that. So this way, I'm going to stop this, and I'm going to start again. All right, guys. So I'll see you in a few minutes when I re-up a new download. So thank you guys for watching this one, and I will be back very shortly. See you later. All right, you're gone. Why are you still here? Billy just won't leave. All right, see you later, guys. See you in a bit, I mean.